And it's not as cold. It's still a little nippy, nice and fresh though. Uh, but what I thought I'd talk about today, there's something that was in my mind for a long time now. Uh, Actually, why I probably had to always try to work for myself. I mean, I always would get a job for somebody after 6 months. Man, I was miserable. I felt like I was in jail, being told what to do. And so after I started 3 businesses and finally got one to go on to support myself, and that was wonderful. But now, as a business person and dealing with small business, big business, and individual customers, showing them all how to take advantage of government programs, what surprises me how different big businesses are from small business. I mean, big business, I think, I have an MBA too, so back then they taught me how to run big businesses, And when I got out of graduate school, MBA, I said, boy, I don't want a big business, I want a small business. I mean, they were teaching you things like, oh, if you need money, you go to the bank. Bank don't lend money to small business, that's crazy. So it really wasn't very helpful. It wasn't very entrepreneur-oriented at that time. It was getting a job at a big business, So I didn't find that, but it gave me the jargon anyway, because my first business, I helped big businesses because they had money and they're lazy, so they'll give you a lot of money to do so. And that's how my first successful business was. But now I see that, boy, we brag about capitalism being so great, but I think capitalism to its extremes is unhuman. It makes people unhuman. The bigger you get in business, the more unhuman you want. I mean, McDonald's has a picture of a hamburger on it, so you don't have to think. So, it could be a robot, and it probably is by now. So that's, I think, why people just don't like working for large organizations anymore, because they're all robotized and they want you to be a robot. Have a nice day. You don't give a shit about anything, man. And that's why the day is so long, because you don't care what you do. You're just after for the money. And then I feel businesses don't care about customers. They're just after for the money. There's no heartfelt sense of really helping somebody. I mean, they sort of say that, but I don't think it's coming from their heart when they say that. It's coming from their wallet. And so, we're humans. So to act unhuman all day, to me, is not a nice way to live. The more human you are, the more human you act, the more lovable you are, the more you can love, the more people love you. And I think that's the key in life. How lovable can you be? How human can you be? Not how robotic you can be. I mean, when I grew up, in business school and everything, the whole thing was you have to make money. And there's no moral obligation or something. Nobody talks about that. They're starting to a little bit in business schools, but not much. And they say, oh no, you have to make money for the investors and the stockholders. And so they don't care about a customer as much as they care about the stockholders. So that's what it is. And that translates when you're asking for help, right? And it's hard to get over that. So I'm sure nothing will change a long time, but I'm really saying is that, boy, if you can start a way to make your own money, more human. So, and by earning money yourself and being in charge, you have the say in how things are done and what kind of service you could really do, whatever the boss says or whatever. And that's, to me, just a better life. And then you could give more in life, in my mind, because you're giving more of the best you have. The best you have is what's inside of you, not what you're trying to scheme and get from other people. But that's a very biased opinion. And the older I get, the more, I mean, that's kind of how I felt 40, 50 years ago when I was starting out businesses, but was trying to succeed. So I tried to do it like everybody else told me, and that wasn't working. And so finally, when I threw all the books away and said, hey, I'm going to do what I feel good doing, and then just get feedback. I don't know what to do, but if it's coming from my heart, I'll get a better reaction and be able to, find out sooner what it is instead of trying all other people's ideas. So take your own idea, try to find customers, see what happens, and then change it to suit what is needed out there. But it has to come more from your heart than from, 7 steps to a successful business or some shit. I mean, that's helpful too. It's not terrible, but it's not the key thing. Anybody could be in accounting, but if you don't have a customer, that's the key. And if it's going to take you $1 million to get a customer, then you won't be in business. So you have to figure all that out. How do you do it without spending money to get customers? And I think now is the easiest time to do that. It's easier now than ever before to start a business with no money and get customers. It takes some ingenuity and some perseverance, and that's what everything does. And I think nowadays people are inundated by hucksters that tell you it's really easy to do anything, and it's not, man. Forget that. And what you're going to do is find out it's hard and lose money. So don't lose money, just go out and start doing the hard work. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Thought I heard a bell. The bicycle. And then you have control of your life more, and working hard is great. So don't be afraid to work hard. I mean, that's what you want to do. Is how much, it's like, if you like playing baseball or something, would you like to play baseball 24/7? I mean, when I was a golfer, I used to like playing golf from sun up till sundown. So that's what your work can be if you're willing to take the time to investigate and do trial and error. There's a lot of trial and error in life. If you're not going to do trial and error, then you probably won't get anywhere. You want the perfect. You don't know the perfect until after the fact. I've written 100 books and only 10 made money. So I thought every one was perfect first, but I was only right 10% of the time. And that's it. Somebody said they paid $39 to get help. If you're a member or want to be a member, it's letsgohelp@gmail.com. If you couldn't get on to the group, letsgohelp@gmail.com. Okay, it's getting noisy here. I gotta take off.